Hello and welcome to the Our Metroidvania podcast. This is Cauldrath from the Our Metroidvania subreddit and Discord,
Hi, this is Master. I'm also from there.
Hi, I'm Atcero, and I'm the local pot breaker.
and we are going to discuss the Game Club game Lila's Sky Arc.
Which is about an arc in the sky, and you're probably Lila? Maybe? Who knows?
I'm pretty sure you're Lila.
Yeah, you're Lila.
Maybe you just think you're Lila.
Who's Lila?
That's a pretty decent question.
Yeah.
Well, that more like gets into like what the ending says, which we don't want to get into that yet.
No, not until later. I don't even know the full ending. I can infer what it is and what happened, but yeah, I didn't get all the notes.
Somebody didn't finish the game yet.
Well, how many notes did you get? Did you get 13 out of 13?
I have no idea.
I don't remember if I got the last one or not, if I found all of them. Didn't check at the end of the game to see if I had.
Ugh. I got happy every time I found a note. I did like the notes. They were good lore.
I don't know. I felt like most of them, like, they were kind of like a character story. Like, you can kind of get, like, her feelings out of it, but you don't really get much plot for them.
I mean, I think they were fine with, I mean, their main purpose was kind of just cluing you in on the prior events that you don't learn about right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I felt like they got pretty redundant. Like, once you've read, I don't know, like half of them, then you pretty much know everything that's going on.
Maybe.
Until you get to the later ones. The later ones were much different from the earlier ones.
Some of them had particular information.
Yeah.
That put certain details together, I guess. That, would only be in that one note, I guess. It was fine. I think the notes, I didn't think they were too redundant.
No, I liked them.
I mean, 13 isn't a huge amount of notes or anything. Maybe
No.
they could have cut it down to 10 if they really wanted to.
So yeah, one of the unique thing about this game is that pretty much all your attacks are consumables, and you store them in your backpack.
You huck and chuck shit at enemies. That is your goal. You pick up pots, you huck them, and you kill them. Great.
Yeah, so I feel like the backpack limit does a good job of encouraging you to use the consumables. It's like use it or lose it because...
Why are you throwing the water?
Because I didn't know that it's not a weapon yet.
It literally tells you when you read about it.
They say they don't want to be used as a weapon. That doesn't mean they can't be used as a weapon.
Hey, I tried it too.
Oh.
I'm all for experimenting, and that's an experiment. What happens if I throw water at these enemies?
Nothing.
Well, there's only one way to find that out.
Ah, jeez.
Why are you so upset?
I'm not upset. It's just like they said they don't want to be thrown.
She's upset for the water things.
I mean, you do abuse the water things later, so.
I apparently spent way too long in this puzzle.
Yeah. I got the timing right the first time, and then I had to try and replicate that. I'm like, oh, come on. I did it once. I can do it again, obviously.
There's the Raven, the overt reference in this game.
But it's not so... Like, if you haven't played Dark Souls, then you wouldn't know the reference.
Yeah, I don't get the reference.
I mean, if there's a reference to something, you didn't understand you didn't know the reference, how would you know it's a reference?
Did you keep the... Yeah, you kept the hair like I did! You did exactly what I did! Oh, that's good to know. I'm glad.
I didn't even notice that my hair color changed.
Either.
for a while, and then I'm like, wait a minute, my hair's blue now or whatever.
I did the same
I'm like,
shit.
oh, it must have been that thing.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I'm just like, oh, my hair's blue now. Sweet.
I put on the green and became speed.
You're too
Does that
slow.
actually does that actually matter?
Yeah,
Wait, what?
there's a room in the game that it shows you that different hair colors actually give you different buffs.
Oh, what does the light blue
Oh,
one do then?
I don't remember.
Huh.
I only didn't realize it at first, then I happened to use the green. I was like, oh wait, I am kind of faster. And later I went and checked, and oh yeah, turning off green makes me slower. Cool. After I found the area with it.
Interesting.
And then when you turn them all on, you get white hair, and it
Yep.
causes a pot of gold to spawn in a rainbow.
Oh, that's what it did. I was wondering what that pot of gold was. I did that, and I'm like, oh shit, it's because I turned on all the lights, I thought. Then I went
I
and got
thought
it.
that was what you'd end up having to do, but no, what you had to do
Was
was,
turn into the red, yep.
yeah.
And that fucked me up too at first.
I mean,
so is
I realized that I had to switch it to red later. It's just,
so is
it makes more
purple
sense to turn them all on when you don't know what to do.
so is purple like a barrier? I think there was like a sign that I've already encountered in this playthrough that showed purple.
Yeah, I
Uh,
did not really pay much attention.
you could get
Also,
purple.
they're kind of just vague images on the wall. It's not always clear. Like, one of them is just it's a picture of you picking up something. So that could mean a lot of things.
Hmm. Okay,
It
I
took me
will
a
be
bit to
right
figure.
back because I
Oh,
have to go do that thing I said, so I'll be right back.
this is sad.
Oh.
Those rolling enemies were a little annoying.
Oh yeah.
Kind of had some RNG qualities to them. And I also thought you might be able to kill them, so I used all of my resources trying to kill one. It's unfortunate.
Spent
Oh
so
yeah,
long here trying to figure out the puzzle here.
did the text on those actually mean anything?
I'm not sure. I, now
Seems
that
like
I'm
they're
looking
probably
at
just references to Jimi Hendrix, based on
so
everything else in the game.
my assumption now that I'm looking at it is that you need to bring that one guy in a pot that like plays the
Oh,
guitar there.
yeah, that is what you have to do. I did that, but I just don't see what the gravestones have to do with it. Yeah, first you have to bring him to, like when you first meet him, he says something about carrying him to the lighthouse for a date or something. And you do that, and then you get like a minute long musical sequence
Mhm.
where he's just floating in the sky, and like the flying enemies show up and start dancing around, and there's fireworks, and it's crazy.
That is one of the things this game does is it just like likes to do really weird stuff.
Yeah. I like it when games are a little bit harder to parse, I guess, than normal. It just makes it more interesting trying to figure things out, I guess. And I mean, one could make the argument that it doesn't add anything because all it's doing is obscuring the story it's trying to tell. And that wouldn't be a good thing because it's still the same story.
Right.
But I appreciate it.
Yeah, this does seem like it's a kind of puzzle based game. Like it's got some mysteries to it.
Got some little side quests. I don't, not sure what I ended up missing. Couldn't have been that much.
It is nice that it doesn't have like the main path is pretty direct. but there's still a lot to do in the game.
Mhm.
It's kind of like that thing with Elden Ring where they're like, the developers are not afraid of you missing things. Like, I
Yeah.
never saw that musical number because I didn't do that quest.
Wait, which musical number?
You didn't get it either? You
No.
carry Jimi Hendrix up to the lighthouse,
Oh,
or
what?
somewhere in, I don't know if it was
I didn't know
lighthouse.
you
And
could even pick up Jimi Hendrix.
he does like a
Oh.
minute-long musical performance with fireworks and dancing
Oh,
enemies.
that's fucking sick. I just remember reading his name and I fucking laughed.
Maybe at the end of the stream we should look up and play this segment.
I could
As
do
a
it in
closer.
game, honestly.
Mm.
So the video's hour and 20 minutes long, so we'll have like 10 minutes at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, so there was also, after you do that, you carry him to the graveyard, and that was like the solution to that puzzle, I guess. So we were talking about, we weren't sure if the gravestones actually meant anything or if they were more Jimi Hendrix references, I guess. Because the first time I read them, I thought they might have been a riddle or something, but then it seemed like the solution to the area was just carrying over Jimi Hendrix.
And like the game never explicitly tells you you need to take the eyes to the eyeball woman.
Oh, no, it does. It says.
Yeah,
It says in the description.
Oh, okay.
it says, I don't remember how directly it said it, but it said like bring this to someone.
It said bring it to the virtuous witch or whatever.
Right.
And then you find out the virtuous witch is supposed to be your mom.
Yeah. And the computer's your dad.
Well, that one's obvious because it says doctor, father, sir.
Mm-hmm.
See, we're on the first boss. How did you guys feel about the bosses in this game?
I mean, the fights were alright, but I was honestly mainly caring about the music. Those boss fight music were fucking stellar for each one. Especially, the piano and then the string quartet. Those two boss themes were fucking phenomenal.
They were solid. I'm generally a fan of the soundtrack in this game.
They were good.
The game also has a lot of music-based theming.
It does.
So it makes sense for them to focus on that.
Yeah.
I mentioned on the Discord, I particularly liked the theme in the B area. I don't know why, I just kind of liked it. The kind of droning sounds like bees.
That makes sense because there are a bunch of bees.
Yeah.
Bees!
Yeah, so I'm curious to know if the soundtrack was made with the game closely in mind. Like if they incorporated a lot of motifs or if it was mostly just random music.
I have a feeling they did closely because each one, like at least for the bosses, each one had a theme. And they used the instruments respective to that theme. And I don't know how the piano one worked for the boss fight. I don't know if you hit the note with the song on beat if it dropped something or if you just stepped on it. I don't know the mechanics for that one.
Oh, I didn't even think about it being on the beat. I kind of just jumped between them quickly and had stuff drop.
I was actually trying to match up the notes to harmonize the song, if I'm gonna be honest. It's such a damn good song, and I hated to ruin it with harmonizing notes.
Yeah, I think it was just whenever you stepped on the keys.
It didn't always drop though. So it could have been maybe it's possible you could have skillfully timed it to receive more drops.
That would be a nice mechanic, like thematically matching one.
Yeah. Or maybe you need to hit them offbeat to upset the pianist. Something I'm also curious about is this underground section. Can you use these routes to sequence break?
You might be able to. So you actually need the ability for it to get the stone statues to move, but you could theoretically get through it.
I mean, the stone statue part, didn't that just lead to the boss of the area, not other places?
There's some
I don't
other
remember what was
places.
gated off.
Like I don't think you could get to the dung beetles.
Yeah. I like how they have the underground segment in this game that kind of connects everything another way. It's interesting. Also, it being a place you can technically explore, but it's probably one of those things where it's better suited for speedrunners. Speaking of speed, I like the snail and how he
Oh,
starts off really slow, but eventually
God!
just
That fucked
outpaces
me
you.
up! I need to go beat him, because you just get the boot, I think, and you can kick his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't
like,
get the
oh
boot.
God, I'm doing so well, and then second lap, I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, right
just a,
there!
a silly little twist and subversion of expectations.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. That was good. I'm like, oh fuck, this guy's gonna be a piece of cake, and then he just wrecks my ass. I'm like, oh, huh.
I'm like, well, that's literally impossible. Let's move
Pretty
on.
much what I did.
Yeah, I also didn't find the boot for like I didn't buy the boot for a long time because I didn't realize what it did. I just assumed it was something you could throw at things.
I noticed that I found a boot and didn't look like a projectile, so I immediately went and checked once I got it.
Yeah, I also didn't buy any of the blueprints because like for a long time because I didn't realize they were blueprints. I thought they were just like you buy a single instance of that item and like it's not worth 70 of those things to get one of those.
I collected blueprints when I had money to spare, but I didn't really use them. I didn't really care enough to try new projectiles. The game isn't too difficult with the ones that you just find, so I didn't really feel like I needed them. Yeah, I do like how the game incorporates, like, as you explore around, you just find these underground parts, and you poke around in them, usually, and you you feel like you want to explore it, but it's also very dangerous,
Yeah.
so you can't really explore that far. And then there's the segment with the bridge where you're actually forced to climb back out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like games having a dangerous area. And just soft ability gates in general.
It's a shame that the siren upgrade completely trivializes it.
Mm.
Because just having that ability basically just invalidates all of the obstacles and enemies.
Well, I don't think they wanted the game to be particularly challenging.
No.
No, but it would have been nice, I think, to have a bit more challenging combat encounters maybe in there. Because the only times you really have combat encounters are with the airships. Everything else you can generally avoid.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
even then you can still like
I
run
managed.
past the airship enemies too.
I managed to soft lock myself here.
Amazing.
Bro. Well, I'm impressed. Usually I'm the one who finds the soft locking.
I was actually kind of worried about soft locking, so I didn't really begin in that area with the bee, so I never tried it. Because it seemed like messing with platform seemed like a bad idea. Game's kind of janky at times, which I don't think we mentioned.
Well, that was the only time I've ever soft locked.
God, I hate how the bees look when they're spewing out their babies. Ugh. Ugh. This is not how I did the puzzle.
Do you think I did it wrong or you did it wrong?
Well, we both got the same answer, so I'm guessing... I don't know, it just feels like you took a lot more steps than I did.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Bee puzzles.
You're just running around with your bees, putting them on the platforms.
Bees and bees
And sadly,
accessories.
this game doesn't really have puzzles. I mean, the bee things are... If there's only one action you can perform, it's not the reverse
There's
of the
Zelda
action you
puzzles.
just perform.
There's
it's
Zelda
kind of just an
puzzles.
activity. Oh yeah, did you know that the floating things are piñatas and you gotta throw stuff at them to destroy them?
Yeah, I figured that out in the forest. I'm like, oh, I could have been getting money from these little shits.
I didn't realize that at first because one of the piñatas you find, there's like a very slight elevation difference. I think it's in the area with the giant stone Titan dude who grabs you. So that was where I happened to try throwing things at it. Maybe they're in somewhere else. And I threw something at it and it didn't collide. So I thought, oh, well, I must need like an upgrade or something later to break these. But it was actually just a janky interaction with the elevation, I think. There's hardly there's like one or two steps going down in that area, and then the piñata's at the bottom of like one or two steps, and you just can't hit it. You have to climb down the steps.
Yeah, I think I didn't open any of them until I got the like Grim Reaper looking upgrade.
You mean the Banshee upgrade?
Sure.
Well, it's called the Banshee Shriek.
Okay, then that's what it is.
Did you read any of the descriptions? Cauldrath, you had a compendium!
Where'd you get Reaper
from? But then I forgot them.
It's literally said the black hair of the Banshee mask or something that lets you take on a terrifying shriek.
Do you remember what the name of the, like, power gauntlet upgrade was?
It was the bone root.
Okay, that's probably right.
Yeah,
it is right.
That.
I know it's right, because it was a bone with a root. Don't question me. Just because I call them other names doesn't mean I don't know. Just like I called the copper feather the rock feather, or the rock cape.
Oh, a random fun fact. There's more than 8. You get more than 8 health. And
really?
I thought you only got up to 8, and I remember when I popped into your stream, you were like, oh man, I only got 2 more to go. I was like, oh, you fool.
I only had 8. I mean, 8 was enough for me, honestly, even with how reckless I am.
Yeah, you don't really need any more.
No. Especially with how many health balls they give you. God.
Yeah.
Did
you know...
Huh?
Oh wait, actually you don't know about the pot.
What pot?
When you defeat the slug dude in the race, he opens up the ladder, and you go down the ladder, and there's like a giant cauldron, and you throw stuff in it to get different stuff out.
Okay, this is bullshit, Cauldrath. That is bullshit.
That I'm much better at this than you?
No, how is it that it didn't do it to you? It felt like it was glitching for me every time I fucking did it.
Spam dodge, he'll grab you. You can't spam dodge.
I wasn't even spamming it. I was timing it, and he still grabbed me.
He was pressing it too late.
It was
I mean, the timing's really generous, but I agree, it isn't entirely clear.
Nah, I would dodge the first one perfectly, and then the second one would always get me for some reason. It's like, after I passed that point, I couldn't dodge it, and it was like, why? I didn't change anything. My timing's the same.
So the most disappointing thing in this game is that the elephant, when you talk to him after like his initial thing, does not tell you any more jokes.
I agree. It
Ah,
was
you
really
needed
sad.
more. Well, you get some from the partridge at least.
But that's supposed to be the elephant's thing.
Yeah, but the partridge is trying to be more happy and uplifting in life and taking a page from her friend.
Yeah, you don't get more elephant jokes though. It's sad.
F in chat for elephant.
Oh, what should we talk about now? We can start with environments. How did you feel about the environments? How do they look visually? How the levels were laid out?
I think that they looked good. There was a lot like things felt really linear though.
Yeah, it was Zelda-like, 100%. Which isn't
Well,
bad.
it doesn't even have the like Zelda formula for dungeons where
Cauldrath! Cauldrath! What
I
the
didn't
fuck?
I didn't see the vending machines on the side. So I'm just like, well, do I have to kill him with this water droplet?
You hurt me so much.
Stop judging people for how
I
they play
am judging
games.
him.
I judge her all the time.
I should start judging you more often then.
I don't care. Do it.
Do it, you won't.
I think I will.
What do you guys think about this boss? This is also the only boss that
I had
does
to
not
redo this
drop.
one.
Yeah, yeah. This was one of the. There were two bosses that I died on once. This was one of them.
I mean, I liked it. It wasn't the best. It was, I mean, I didn't mind it. The game doesn't really throw tons of combat at you. If it did, this boss would probably feel more tedious. But,
Yeah, most of the time you can just skip all the combat.
the enemies, they don't have all that much health, and you just get tons of powerful stuff from the vending machine, so it's not really a big deal.
Yeah, pretty much the only reason I died was because I didn't see the vending machine and then just lost a bunch of health trying to throw that water droplet at the guy.
Oh yeah, so the cauldron, one of the things you can do is you throw in your, uh, all of your red health things turn into white health things, which heal twice as much.
Oh, you throw them into the cauldron.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The way the cauldron works is you'll take like whatever thing you throw in and it will always have a specific output that's a different thing. Unless, well, you can technically even throw like the boots in it, but it just spits them back out, which is sad. I didn't try it with everything. I tried it with the stuff I happen to have. But it's neat that you have that system there.
Kind of like the Great Fairy fountains,
I guess so.
like from A
Well,
Link in the Past.
not familiar with them particularly.
You can go to a fountain, and there are fairies.
Hmm.
And you throw stuff into the fountain, and sometimes it'll get upgraded.
Yes.
So, like, you throw your regular boomerang in, and you get a magic boomerang.
Yeah. Oh, and don't you do that with the staff, too? Don't you throw in, like, the red staff and get the blue staff or something?
I think those were separate things that you.
Were they? Okay.
It was mostly you could get free potions too.
Or the shield, too. Was the shield part of that?
Oh yeah, I think the shield was part of that too.
Yeah. It's hard to remember. There is so many little things in Link to the Past. I should replay that. That's a good game. That's a good game. When is that gonna be MV Game Club of the month? It's free,
on sale
technically.
and on PC. I mean, if you're saying that it's free, then everything's free.
No, well, no. That one is also on Switch, so PC and Switch are the two main contenders, right? We're set.
Sure.
Yeah, so I like the environments in this game. They look pretty good, pretty distinct. The color palettes feels fairly unique to this game. Uh, there are foreground elements that get in the way sometimes, though. Those are really annoying.
Yeah.
Something will be completely hidden behind a tree at times. Not that it matters all that much because the game doesn't really expect a whole lot out of you when you're just out exploring.
Mhm.
Still a bit annoying though.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think they had enough like identifiable landmarks that I wouldn't get too lost even without having to look at the map too much.
yeah. Yeah, it's, level design's fine, I guess. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it that I can think of, really. Just the placement of, like, I don't really consider the placement of trees to really be the same as level design.
Yeah. They're pretty everywhere.
I mean, there's a bit of variety in the design.
Oh yeah.
You go to the different biomes and there's kind of different things you do. With the, like the bee puzzle, that kind of defines how you go through that side of the map. And then on the other side of the map, the Sky Islands, you have the dandelions that carry you up or down to a different portion of the map, as well as the optional, or sorry, not optional. You have several, you got a couple paths to go down at once for the acquiring of the items to clear the path to the airship. That pentagram guy, earlier in the game, I saw there's another pentagram looking uh, thing elsewhere, and it had 4 stones and 1 life crystal on it. So I thought that it was like a secret activating the pentagram boss, and you had to drop down 4 stones and one life crystal.
You're
So I threw them all on the glowy thing, and then I threw them. I would pick it up and then roll so that it landed
Mm-hmm.
behind me, and I put one on like each of the points. I was really disappointed. It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
you saw too many connections.
He was Charlie from It's Always Sunny with the fucking Who is Falcon Sylvia? I need to
I
go up to
want
this guy. I gotta give him this mail. I gotta give the mail to his hand. Except it's Master with the stones. I gotta put the stones in his hands. I have to. There
I
is
was
no secret
applying La
boss.
Mulana logic to a game that isn't La Mulana.
I feel you do that a lot.
I expect too much.
It's kind of like in Infernax when you get the whirlwind.
Ah yes. Oh yeah, I got the wall made.
Yeah.
I mean, I went into Infernax expecting that I'm going to be punished for making decisions that I would usually make.
Yeah, and you do. You do.
I never I never even tried touching the orb. The first time I saw one of the orbs appear, my first thought was to smack it because it's probably trope subversion, and then it was.
I don't remember the orbs. The
After
orbs
a
you have to break to
dungeon,
open the
yeah, you
dungeon,
break
yeah.
them. I don't know if anything happens if you touch them. It's just I never thought to touch it.
I probably touched it and then I'm like, ah, fuck, I gotta smash it, and then I smash it.
I like how the water droplets have their
Little
helmets
hard
on.
hats, I fucking
So
love it.
yeah,
They're so adorable. Look at them. They're hard at work. They're doing their best.
And it keeps the thing when you store them, the
I
hard hat.
know, yeah.
this game has lots of random details and lots of like cute things. And I mean, for the amount of map it has, I guess there's a lot of unique, like random NPCs that don't do anything, or side quests, or just random environmental details that aren't repeated elsewhere.
It's very much a storytelling game. Okay, I want to
It's
see how
just
long it takes you to figure out the mechanic. It took me a long time.
What is the
It took me.
mechanic besides throwing the 2 stones in front of it and
The-
hoping you can get the
The
gear
wind
across?
is not. The wind will not affect you when you're behind the stone.
Yeah,
and it took
but it's
me
so
a
janky. You
long
have to
time.
just like suffer trying to get the gear over.
I got it one time actually, and I could have done it, and then I'm like, oh, maybe this wasn't the right way to do it. Let me do it the proper way, and then I took like 5
Yeah.
extra minutes
I mean-
doing it. And I'm like, shit.
Is there a way to place them to get over without it being really janky?
Pretty much like that. And then what
And
I
you
did
still
is I
have
just
to
threw
throw
it.
it kind of to the left and down
Yeah.
while you're behind
Oh,
it and you're
Cauldrath,
getting
you had
pushed.
it! No! You had it! Okay.
Yeah, I did not think this was well designed.
That one was jank.
It's not at all clear like where at what point the wind is being blocked by the stones. It's pretty annoying. Felt janky.
Yeah, it should remove the particle effect from the area where the wind is
Yeah.
affecting people.
They should have made it affect a larger area as well, so that you don't have to suffer trying to finesse it when
Supper.
you're doing what the game wants you to do.
He's dead.
I like how the eye turns into a mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little weird.
A little weird. That's alright.
I can describe a lot of this game. You know, a little weird.
Oh, yeah. Lila Skyark. A little weird. That is the official Metroidvania podcast review of this game. Just that line.
Oh, this part here is kind of like, so the enemies can attack each other. So
Yeah.
the freaking butterfly thing attacked the crow, and then drove it away. So I couldn't buy the rest of his stuff until he respawned.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
realize that could
Way
happen.
later.
I never tried attacking the crow because he's nice. Nice boy.
Yeah, but I didn't attack the crow. The butterfly attacked the crow.
hmm Yeah, crow. I mean, it's the economy in this game pretty good. I guess you have stuff to spend it on, like blueprints.
Yeah, but most of them don't matter
But
much.
yeah. And like, if you're not, like, you can pretty much. You don't accumulate a huge amount of extra currency by the end of the game, like you might in other games. I guess
Oh,
that's
I was just buying stuff for the sake of buying stuff. When I wasn't doing that, I basically had infinite money.
yeah.
1 million.
I guess there's not really anything compelling to spend it on. I mean,
Backpack.
besides like maybe the backpack upgrade.
Backpack. That is all that mattered. I hated this guy. I couldn't kill him, and then he killed me, and then I'm like, well, fuck it. If I can't kill him, I'm just gonna run. Which is exactly what you're doing.
I never tried to kill him. After my experience with the Rolly Boy earlier, I thought, you know, probably can't kill all enemies. Of course, here you just hit the discordant note at the end and makes them die.
For some reason.
Sad that that wasn't a mechanic incorporated into the boss fight.
Oh, like one of the like keys becomes like a discordant key and you have to step on it.
Something like that, yeah. Though
You
maybe
use
that.
so many healing items in this fight.
Yeah. This game does a good job with just dropping tons of stuff everywhere. It makes an interesting like boss gameplay loop where you're kind of just running around, spawning or picking up things like the entire fight. There's not really waiting around for more stuff. And it feels kind of hectic when you just have all these items lying around. You're dodging enemies in order to go pick up the items. You know, sometimes you don't have enough time to throw the item after you pick it up, so you have to stash it and throw it later to avoid getting hit.
Oh, I actually managed to go the wrong way when trying to exit here.
Oh no.
Apparently the thing exploding doesn't really have a time limit.
Yeah,
Boom.
figured. Sad.
Like,
Yeah.
no, I was actually just exploring and being thorough.
I was half tempted just to chill around and see how long it would take. I'm like, oh, it's exploding. Oh no, wonder how long it'll take. I wanted to I was prepared to die.
How do you feel about the enemy variety in this game?
A lot of them are pretty similar.
Yeah.
Each area at least had like a couple of special enemies, but really each area only had a couple of special enemies. And there's only, not not a large number of areas. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean the combat's not like the major focus, I suppose. It's the exploration and other stuff that you find outside of the airship parts.
I'm actually kind of like there doesn't seem to be a lot you have to do for each sequence. So I'm curious what like a speed run of this game would look like.
Absolutely just running past enemies.
Hmm.
I'm reminded of the jump mechanics in this game now that we just got that a while ago, but man, jump mechanic annoyed me a bit. I also discovered some not sure if it was intentional jank or not, but if you jump off the side of a ledge like into a screen transition, it will just let you screen transition to whatever room's over there.
Mhm.
And it will immediately take you back to the platform because of course how the jump mechanic works in this game is that you attempt to jump to a location, and if by the time you reach it, it turns out it's not a valid location, then it puts you back to where you started the jump.
Yeah, I guess you could use that to like dodge enemies because you could like jump off into the abyss and then get back.
Maybe. I don't know. It seems that you can't really jump to avoid enemy attacks. At least you can't jump over enemies, they'll just hit you.
Right. Yeah, that's one
But
thing that like that ability felt pretty underwhelming because it didn't seem to have any combat
mhm.
applications or any like r- actually like effective ones.
No.
Yeah.
Like maybe some edge cases.
Yeah, but I actually I explored, quote unquote, explored rooms that I shouldn't have early, and then just had them on my map. And then ended up getting the achievement for exploring all the rooms like before I would have actually gotten to those areas. Because I think they were the areas that you get teleported to when you're doing the mirrors. But they are areas that exist that you can't access, but of course you can jump through the screen transition very briefly. Just a little strange, I guess.
Yeah, it
You
is.
could do that.
Ah, yes. Did you see that fucking airship?
Yeah.
Every time he talked, I started doing it, and I'm like, no, these are real swears. I'm gonna substitute. So every time he said carroting or gnawing, I replaced it with fucking or shit. Cause that's what he deserved. He deserved that.
Yeah, that was actually one of Q's complaints is that it has like minor swearing, so it's not kid friendly.
Hmm.
Which I was kind of caught off guard because I thought it was a kid-friendly game, and I'm like, oh, swearing. Oh, okay, I can
Oh,
vibe.
I think it could have been a kid friendly game,
Yeah,
but they don't need to be.
no,
Kind of like where it could be a kid friendly podcast, but we're not.
just
it's
because
kid
something
friendly
is
except
bright
for the
and colorful.
testicles.
Oh yeah, the testicle. I walked into one of those rooms. I'm like, why? Why do they have a ball sack just hanging there? Ever not because just because something is bright and colorful does not mean it has to be kid friendly. And I think that
Yeah.
is something that we need to learn in gaming and in animation. Just because something's flashy, colorful, and animated doesn't mean it has to be for kids. Adults can enjoy that too, still.
Oh yeah, one other thing about the Banshee form that I realized while fighting this boss and dying because of it is that there's no like you don't get the normal animation when you get hit. so I didn't realize I was taking damage, and then was like,
Don't you
"Oh,
still
I
say
guess I'm dead
ow
now."
or no?
Well, it doesn't do the normal like I forget what the effect is. Like it doesn't do like the stun effect.
Oh, I
Mm.
just go by the ow usually.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Sorry, Cauldrath. I think you're on your own for that one.
All right.
I like this boss. It's, hectic, kind of just running around in circles. The game gives you less normal items and more. It gives you the Banshee potion, so it wants you clearly designed around you using it, and then throwing stuff in between it recharging. Which is interesting. And at least, that upgrade was kind of incorporated into combat in that way.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the Master Sword in Breath of the Wild, where it's like it's a recharging consumable. So I used it whenever it was an option to.
Also, the ability is a decent final ability in that you kind of transcend your previous limitations of needing to pick up things. Since you have this recharging projectile attack. So of course you still need to use other projectiles for like serious combat encounters, but it just gives you that sustainability outside of those.
Hmm. Yeah, like I mostly just ran past enemies before I got that, and then I'm like, okay, I'm murdering things.
Shanking things.
I would normally try to kill enemies once.
Just to see if there was some thing that got unlocked by killing all the enemies.
Well, no, I just mean like if I had gone into a room and there were some enemies there, I'd, fight them instead of the first thing I do is running past them. Then in any subsequent encounters, I would run past them. But yeah, I found the Light Mother before I did the final stuff. I ended up exploring around a bit, doing some of the side quests before fighting the conductor. So I ended up already having the red hair and stuff.
Yeah, so this is the
Interesting.
room where it shows what the
Oh,
different hair colors do.
Yeah.
it did. I can't rewind this though. To study it. Oh, you go back in. Oh, double life. Oh shit. Well, that's nice to know. I would have died so much more, and I still died quite a bit, even with the double health. Fuck.
Could that have meant double healing?
Could have been
Like,
double.
did you
Oh
heal
wait,
one or two
I
from the
healed
red
2.
crystals? Okay, that's because of your hair then. They
Oh
normally only
shit!
heal
I
one.
thought it was. I thought it was normally 2. I okay. That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense now on why I did so much better with the healing than I thought.
That would explain why it felt like I had way too much healing items.
Yeah, hey, yeah, exactly. Like I had 9 of them. I'm like, I don't need 9 of these. I can heal 2 per. This is fine.
I like that mechanic. I'm surprised you guys didn't catch on to it though.
Well, I mean, when you have a mechanic that you haven't really used much.
Yeah, like here I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just turning
Yeah.
them all on.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even notice the rainbow thing for a bit.
Yeah. I just think having like an activatable passive being done in a vague way through an area is interesting. Especially it's kind of like a hub-ish area just because you return there for the witch.
Mhm.
And it's, close to a mailbox. Pretty neat mechanic. This game has lots of kind of variety. It's got random neat mechanics and things to see. Stuff to do. Certainly fills its playtime with stuff. Just random stuff.
Like, it's a pretty small world, but they pack it pretty tightly with things.
Doesn't really feel like there's superfluous screens. Like everything's kind of has a purpose. Everything's got a thing in it. Or it's, if not, then it's like part of the main progression of going through, the activities required for the biome. Which, I mean, the game could have benefited probably from more rooms. Eh, it's fine. Oh yeah,
Amber.
the area with the cat statues was the last thing I figured out what to do in, because it seems you just kind of sit around for a little while. So I'd like taken a screenshot of the hint that is for the cat area, and I was like, what are they doing in here? There's like no details.
They're being
And then I guess
cats.
I walked in the right spot and the cat boss spawned.
Out of here, cat. Speaking of cats, mine's being a little shit.
Oh, a random thing with the gifts you find for the father. I think the achievement was broken because I got the achievement for finding all the gifts and then I found another gift. Might have been because I bought the gifts from all the crows. Or maybe the game just doesn't require you finding all the gifts for some reason. For it to give you the achievement. Kinda weird. So Atcero, you said you really like the music in this game?
Bruh, the piano one is like shit. Oh, that's where you find it. Okay, so it was something you found and you had to drag around. Okay. I was thinking that. It's lazy.
Uh-huh.
Don't hum me. I was really tired. I went to bed at like 9 last night.
So I had done this and gotten the worm light, and then I thought that
Oh.
that would have been like a light upgrade for being able to see in the dark area. And I got all excited, and
Oh, and then you
then
had to
it
take
didn't.
that to the partridge.
Well, yeah, but I didn't realize that at the time because there's nothing indicating it. I'm just saying I used it for a purpose that I expected it to accomplish, and then it did literally nothing, and I was sad.
Well, it like implies that it's like a warming light or something like that.
Yeah, and it's like it's a light, so of course I'm gonna bring it to the dark area and
Yeah.
just hold it up, and it just doesn't do anything. I'm disappointed also bringing back the dude as pet. He didn't have like extra dialogue or anything.
No, you could just
I
let him
thought that
out.
I hadn't fed him enough or something, but no, that's all you need him for. Maybe it's possible he has something else if you feed him way too much. Seems like the kind of random side thing you'd find in this game.
Yeah.
Really be bothered to do that though. Yeah, this game makes it pretty clear where you need to go for your primary progression at all times. Even like, as soon as you do the mirror thing, it just marks the mirrors you still have to go to get those hints, and then even where the animals are in case you forgot.
Well, at this
Cauldrath,
point,
I have to say, I'm surprised you didn't figure it out faster than me what to do.
oh, the red hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me way too long for that.
Usually
This
I'm
is the
last.
one point in the game that it doesn't tell you explicitly what to do.
No, it shows you. It shows you with the red light. With
Doesn't
the
like put it up.
painter, it's like, do this. It shows you the red hair, to be fair.
Well,
Yeah, I
you could
mean,
look at that as just being like the way it's being reflected.
one of the NPCs tells you, or I don't remember, was it the dad who tells you to go see the painter?
Mhm.
So it's kind of clear, like, something you gotta do next has to do with that. And then the only end you haven't really tied up is the mirrors at that point.
Well, it actually has the like indicator next to the mirror.
What is the painter supposed to be exactly? He's like a weird
I want to say he's
swirly
some
dude.
sort of reflection of your own thoughts. Like, everything in the Sky arc, from what I can tell of the story, and I could be wrong, is your almost death, isn't it? It's you kind of reflecting back on your life.
Nah, I don't think you're. I don't think you die.
Sound like in the notes you're dying.
I read it as you died in that accident, but your consciousness got trapped in like the thing your dad made, which is this simulation of another world.
Hmm.
Well, after you beat the game, it tells you something like it's a dream from when you were a child, which implies that she is no longer a child at the point that she's telling the story.
Yeah, and at the end you even get an achievement called like Grow Up, and that's kind of supposed to be what you do at the end, but I'm not sure. I'm also not sure how this would tie into the other game that exists in this universe, because this is a prequel to another game. And I have no idea what the connection is because I haven't played that game.
What's the other game?
It's like a I have to look it up now.
I
I remember
assume it's.
seeing some mixed reviews for it. It's called Resolution, and it's like a top-down action game, kind of maybe you'd call it Hyper Light Driftery.
I mean, you might be able to describe this game that way too. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I like the system where it does those, um, the like grainy, flashing of images.
It's literally just the statues you hit in Zelda that tell you where to go and what to do.
Yeah, but they're super grainy, so it's really hard to tell with some of them what
I
it's
mean, they
talking
I
about.
didn't find much of a problem with that. You can always tell the area it's in, even if it's not really clear what they're doing in the area. I mean, most of the rooms look pretty distinct. Even if you're not sure where the area is, the biomes have their own color palette. So, like seeing the cat statue, if you never went to that room, you might not know what that refers to, but it's clearly in the sky area because of the colors.
Yeah.
Oh, with the like purple ghost-looking things, I assumed it was the guy that you meet that goes around the world in 80 days, he says, or whatever. Um,
Oh,
because he
yeah.
was also talking about that guy at the pentagram. He
Mm-hmm.
actually says to meet him there, and he never shows up.
Yeah, you just meet like a different guy. It's kind of weird.
He totally ghosts you.
Unless it's supposed to be
Ghost.
he's the same guy, but I don't think so.
And the like grainy picture thing, like you're supposed to get the one with the crown, but you can't really see the crown very well on it.
He's pretty distinct in that he's just a different, he's got a crown. Like, why does he have a crown? So I feel like you see that early on,
Hard
and it
to
kind of
see the
cements
crown.
in the
But
in the grainy thing, sure, but when you go to that room, there's clearly just a guy with a crown, and you're wondering, huh, I wonder what that's about.
well, he also like run behind a tree, and he looks pretty similar to the other ones.
Got a giant crown.
He does not have a giant crown. He has a tiny crown.
It's pretty big.
They're comparing crown sizes now.
Have a crown measuring contest.
Yeah, we are. I hated the noise those teleporters made. That little schlooping noise.
Mm.
Gross.
Yeah, the game's got the rain cycle too, which is another interesting, just random
And a
detail
night
thrown
cycle.
in.
So the rain might actually have to do with the cat showing up, because one of the things gives you a clue about like something related to the cat god and the rain.
See, I saw that, but I don't think it was raining when I found him. So I'm not sure what's up with that. Kinda just went there and it happened.
Oh, that's like a La Mulana puzzle.
Huh?
Yeah.
La Mulana, most people go to a room, they do something, they figure it out, but they didn't know they figured it out, and then it did the noise that you figured it out, and you're like, what the fuck did I do? That is
Yeah.
most people's experience with La Mulana, from what I can tell.
Oh yeah, so you didn't reach the cat god, did you?
No.
Their music is a cat meowing. It's like one of the
Oh
instruments is a
god.
cat.
I love it. That's perfect.
I think we're coming up on the point where the game crashed on me.
No.
Yeah, right here.
So overall, how'd you guys feel about the upgrades you get in this game?
I liked them. I mean, I could tell immediately when I went to an area what upgrade I was gonna get. Minus the
Yeah.
Banshee, that one caught me off guard. I knew I was gonna get something to move the statues. But, oh shit. Oh! I didn't know it was back there. But I did not expect it to be the Banshee and how it worked with the light.
Yeah, I like the Banshee upgrade, but the other two feel kind of like key-like to me, where they didn't like alter any of the gameplay, and they were pretty obvious what the upgrades were going to be.
Yeah. Picking up the big things at least lets you pick up and throw large vases that you couldn't previously. And, you know, it has that utility as well. You don't have to throw things into it to break it. Because early on, you have to throw a smaller vase at a larger vase in order to break it. But I agree, it's... A lot of them are key feeling, unfortunately. Wasn't terrible though, as you said.
Yeah. The thing is, there were so few upgrades that it was a little annoying. Like, I would rather, like, 2/3 of the upgrades were that way. There was one upgrade that wasn't that way. So I would have preferred to have a bit more.
Yeah.
The thing is, the one upgrade is pretty significant, though. It kind of changes the way you play completely. But yeah,
Oh,
I think at this point I didn't really know what I was trying to do, so I was just wandering around everywhere, going to places I hadn't been.
Mm.
Kind of La Mulana style.
Mm-hmm.
oh, also, I wanted to comment, but I forgot to. For the birds, I can't believe you didn't mind the birds like I did. I kept talking to them, and I got like 5 eggs that I never used. And I'm like, yes, eggs.
Where
Because
do
if
you get
you.
more eggs?
Huh?
Where did you get more eggs?
So when you talk to Thomas Cloud, you could pick up the egg, talk to him, and you would drop another one. So I kept doing that. I got a
Yeah, so I
fuck
was
ton
trying
of
to
eggs.
So yeah, I was trying to figure out how to get that egg out of there, because there's that area with the upgrade earlier on where you have to jump further to get to it.
Guess there's a couple upgrades where it was useful, but there just wasn't really anywhere you needed it. And it felt like it was just, was underutilized, maybe.
Yeah.
Though it would have been annoying to carry around all those eggs.
Like there was one room where the egg even existed,
Yeah.
and it seemed like it felt like it was going to be like an entire mechanic for
We
an area. For an area.
You can also buy the blueprint, which I did, and then they're expensive though. They're like maybe they were 70 for an egg.
Oh, and the blueprint you get from
50.
that raven that got assaulted by a butterfly and flew away from me.
Mm. Yeah, the side quests in this game pretty fun. Kind of random things, and the reward is some new blueprint typically that I guess they're thematic kind of, and I mean that's a suitable reward even if it's not really something you need. It's better than getting like a health upgrade or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Finding more variety in the world.
What about finding more monocles?
Oh god, as soon as I read that, I'm like, shit, I wonder if it's only a monocle because he has a bad eye. And I was right! Like, yeah.
Also nice that the game has a compendium that tells you what stuff does.
Yeah.
Better than a bestiary.
Yeah, I wanted a
Actually
beast
useful.
area though, too. I like beast areas. I am a sucker for what I am killing.
I believe there is a bestiary, and just a few minutes ago I was googling it, and there is a official strategy guide for this game.
Nice.
Makes sense.
I'm trying to persuade my cat to get on my lap. Baby.
Just brought this up so many times.
I'm sorry.
Like, what am I looking at?
Am I looking?
Also, the final note, it says it is the one that you get from the mirror that appears behind the dad. So I did get to the final note
Oh,
in that
nice.
case.
Oh, cat almost jumped on my power cord, turning it off. Holy fuck, that was an inch away. Shit. That would have been great. Stream would have crashed. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it is true that it only the cat god only appears when it starts to rain, but I think if you just hang out in the room it'll start raining.
Yeah,
So that you
it's
don't
a
have to wait
time
super
thing.
long.
I think we both got lucky with that.
Well no, I'm pretty sure it's just that if you go there and you're sitting around, the game knows that you want it to rain, so it just makes it start raining.
Wow. Actually, I did show up that one time there, and like the cat god didn't show up. I don't know if like it only shows up if you've gotten like the door and then seen the scene.
Oh yeah, the credits of the game also do the thing where they list all the enemies and their names.
Mhm.
When games do that. I've shared the
Oh!
strategy guide Steam link if you
Well,
wish to
I'm gonna
peruse that.
watch this. How to play. Oh, pretty.
It's got some
Oh, they got
some
the full
cute art
map.
in it.
Oh, look at the doodles. It's adorable. Uh.
Oh yeah, so there's this thing in the game where sometimes you'll pick something up and it'll just immediately throw it.
Yeah, I noticed that actually.
And that specifically happened with the king wisp thing for me. So once again, I had to wait for it to respawn.
You were picking up the King Wisp?
Yeah.
Huh.
Shepherd. Shepherd is Thomas. Virtuous Witch.
Does that work?
What,
You
picking it
just
up?
carry him and throw him into the lake?
So I well, you'll see what happens when I go back.
Yeah, you have to follow him there.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if that was something that you had to like trigger him to do. Like I assumed that like it was because I interacted with him that it did that.
Cat Slug God. Interesting.
Yeah. Make sure to look up the cat music. It is entertaining.
Unifox. Oh, those guys are adorable. I was sad when I had to fight them. I'm like, oh. Ego. Oh, that's what they are. Oh. Squirrel flies. Grizzly bounce. Ninja tree. Rock and roller. Light mother. Gar Simon and Funkle. Fuck! How did I not pick up on that?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Damn, what nerds! I love them.
Is my internet dying or is that Atcero's?
Oh,
I think
can
it
you
might
hear
be
me?
Atcero's.
Oh no.
I'm still here. It still says I'm streaming.
I'm just
Oh.
hearing like
Yeah.
a
No!
really high pitched sound.
No! It disconnected! Fuck! Can you hear me still?
Well, I can hear you.
It
Yeah.
disconnected. You
We'll
know?
never know how it ends.
Well, it's starting back up here in a second. Or not. I'll have to redo it.
I just hear you reacting to Simon and Funkle and then you just disappear.
Ah!
Or Simon and Funkle?
And we're back. Okay. So I'll just have to splice those videos together, which won't be hard, thankfully. Yay! I'm gonna type in chat. Please reload stream because Atcero's internet is a pile of shit.
I'm still not seeing it playing on Twitch.
Try just refreshing it.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
Okay, now. All right, so let's. We've had some technical difficulties. Hopefully, we can continue now.
Gar, Simon, and Funkle killed stream. How could they?
I finally bought the boot.
Oh, God. You know, for all the streams, I'm surprised that is finally the first one it died on. I don't know why my internet's trash some days, sadly. I paid good money for it, too.
Yeah.
Hunt them down.
Well, at least it works most of the time.
90% of the time.
90% of the time, it works every time. Is it still going?
No, it's still going. I mean, if I am not dying, it should be fine.
Okay, I'm just seeing a loading spinner right now.
Oh. Well, thankfully, the game kept playing, too.
Okay, I had refreshed and it's back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So yeah, let's see. I guess I got the peanut at this point.
Aren't you, little peanut?
Did it do the part where it gave it to the person? I think at this point I'm just like going back and yeah, I chased the king thing. to there.
Excellent.
I've been really angry if it got killed by that roller.
Yeah. The roller hit it for me as well. A little concerning. Especially because the rollers seem kind of random with how they bounce
They
around.
are.
And you have no control over the thing's movement, and you can't kill the rollers.
Mhm.
Like, just take your thing.
Get off my lawn!
Fortunately, this game does have some inconsistencies and some jank to it. Doesn't detract from the experience too much, but is a bit of a janky game at
Yeah.
times. And then I guess I'm sure there are people who also found the inventory mechanics to be clunky. Which, I mean, I thought they were mostly fine. Sometimes it was awkward scrolling around for other stuff in the bag. And if you'd like take out the boot, for example, and then put it away, sometimes it would seem like it's put it away in like a different order sometimes.
I think it's because, like, if you run out of a thing, then it puts it away and, like, blanks out the slot. And then if you press the get out button or get out a thing button, it, like, goes back to the top of the list or whatever.
Yeah. A little awkward. It is interesting how the game has optional upgrades. Well, I guess the boot's not really optional because you need it for the race, but it does have some optional upgrades that you have to craft as items. Which, I mean, yeah, they could have done more with having upgrades as items you have in your bag, I think.
Mhm. Oh, like passive upgrades?
Well, no, I mean, the boot's active. Did you get the light for the, actually, that might have been the Jimi Hendrix reward.
Yeah, I
You
didn't
get
get
a
that.
little mini lighthouse thing. It points to nearby secrets, like the light does.
Oh, interesting.
So and it also points to pinatas and stuff, so it's clearly like a completionist type of thing where you can use that. And it'll only like spot things a couple rooms away, but you know, the world isn't that large, so it's not that hard to cover everything.
Oh shit, conductor looks oh shit!
Oh yeah.
So I was kind of disappointed in what happens here. I expected a boss fight.
It's not a boss fight? What? I wanted a boss fight!
Yeah. Too bad.
What the fuck? They hyped it
See,
up!
there's another elephant joke too. And all
Yeah,
the animals help you out of the hole.
the elephant always makes jokes in the like mandatory scenes, and
Oh,
then never makes jokes when you talk to him.
that's weird that there's no second final boss. They were hyping it up and making it sound like you had to go kick some ass.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bit of an odd ending. Not really sure what they mean by it in the context of the narrative that the story presents. I mean, you overcome whatever negative emotions, and then
Yeah, but I want to kick my enemies or my fucking negative emotions ass. I want
like
to
what?
punch them in the dick repeatedly and make them disappear through force and violence, not through some happy feel good
As
stuff.
as I was saying, I'm like just flying away on whatever emotion. I don't really get what that means, to be honest.
I would say
Or
it's
the
because the partridge was depressed, and then she saw that there is more to life than what they're like just giving up. So I would say in that part, it's the emotion of hope and how even if things seem bleak, if you have hope, you can find a way out. In my opinion.
So I think that the spirits actually represented some of the soldiers that she was stationed with. So there were like wasn't that would like tell her jokes all the time. I think it was
Promise.
very Wizard of Oz.
It
Yeah.
is same concept though, kinda. Still the representation of an emotion that is overcome.
Mhm. Overcoming jokes.
Overcoming despair.
Wasn't that the pigeons thing? Was despair?
Yeah, but I mean, it kind of felt like that was all of them to a degree. Like, okay, the elephants was fear. The monkeys was despair to a degree, I would say. Like, why even bother? Why try? Or not despair.
Cowardice?
Inadequacy. Inadequacy.
The monkey was despairing over the partridge, so I'm not sure if you got
Yeah.
to that.
I did, but no. I would say the monkey's inadequacy because he's like, what can you do? You're just a little thing. You're not big. You're not strong. You can't do anything. Kind of like the rabbit. The rabbit was more though, maybe toxic masculinity.
Probably.
No, I would
Rabbit
say.
just seemed like a cool dude. I don't know.
I know, Rabbit was badass. He was like, did you see how he took out that fucking airship? Ah! Give me that manly carrot. That was literally the rabbit, and I love him. Here, I'm gonna replay Lila.
We've got to play the Jimi Hendrix part.
Oh shit! Do you want me to do that quick?
Yes.
Like in game?
Oh, no, just like pull it up. I don't know. I mean, if you want to do it in game, you can, but it's probably gonna take you a little bit.
Well, let me. I don't have my screen set up. Jimi Hendrix. Lila's Sky Arc. Oh, bro, this game is way too niche. That is way too niche. Oh, Watchtower. That's why, because he has a song based on it. Here, let me pull it up. Let me get my game running. Let's see. Display capture? Yeah. Oh, is it gonna work? Yeah, it is. Okay. Let me run there quick. Why isn't my controller working? There we go. I was at 73.25%. So I have to take.
You're on a time limit.
I know.
You gotta find the pot, dude, and you take him to wherever he says he wants to go.
He was.
Come to the lighthouse.
Was he up? No, he was down. Wasn't he?
I mean, he was to the left of the lighthouse, I believe. To the left and down a couple rooms that direction.
So I should be going the right way?
Maybe.
Yeah, he was right down here, wasn't he? No. He was up. He was the first meeting of the drummer poster you see. Not in this area. Oh boy.
We must find this thing
Yep.
before we end this stream. It's so
Yep.
important.
I'm down! I'm going as fast as my little leggies will take me. Thankfully, I have muscle memory from yesterday. Right there. The lighthouse is the one with the witch, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm just gonna let him strum as I do this.
Yeah, so overall, how'd you guys feel about the story in the game? Think it was well done?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. For what I knew.
Yeah. I could see people being annoyed at the overt symbolism, but I mean, I thought it was fine. There's a lot of things in this game I could see people being annoyed at, but didn't bother me at all.
Well, to be fair, you do like games like La Mulana.
I do. Not that this game's anything like La Milana.
Oh, fuck. Oh, this one doesn't return to normal. Okay. I was waiting for it to reset so I could redo it. Hey, cat! Yep. Come on. Throw it! Okay. 4 minutes, I can do this!
Yeah. I believe in you.
Come on, Hendrix, please be quiet for 2 seconds. I
He
get
does
you
just
wanted
make
to.
annoying ambient noises when you carry him around.
Come on.
So excited.
Wait, I gotta get sound for this. I hope this works. Yep, it's working.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You can't hear the sound over the stream.
Same.
You just have it
There we
quiet.
go.
Is
I
Is
cranked
that
it.
the cat slug god?
I don't know. Still don't hear anything.
I cannot help you then. I am sorry.
Well, I guess the reviewers will never know what this sounds like.
Or they have to play it themselves.
I mean, you can probably imagine.
What? God damn.
It's like the world's exploding. We can call
Yeah.
this the true ending.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he has another song to sing?
He doesn't really sing much. He just kind of goes to the graveyard.
Oh, I
He's
ain't
not a
doing that.
display like that. Yeah.
Yeah. We got a couple minutes left.
Well, that means we have time to do the thingy-majigger.
Yeah.
Well, true. Should we
I
talk
linked
about our
it.
closing thoughts for this game first?
Yeah. I enjoyed it personally. I liked it a lot. However, it definitely wasn't a Metroidvania, but it was a damn good game. So, I think that's a win.
Yeah, it was a fun, quirky game. Does some cool stuff. Has some neat things.
Yeah, I felt like it could have stood to have more in it. And I wasn't that big of a fan of the story.
Really?
Yeah. Like I would, if you look at the Reddit post that I did for this, the like comment, um, like yeah, it has some unique stuff, and like there are definitely some things where I would recommend it for like specific reasons, but I don't think it's like a general recommendation.
Hmm.
I see. Not sure who I would recommend this game to. It's certainly kind of, a little weird. I could see if you really don't like the main mechanic of picking stuff up and throwing it, you'd hate playing this game. You're constantly just managing what you have in your backpack.
Yeah, we did have a few people say that they thought the game was boring. They didn't really go into it too much. Um, so I don't know what they were specifically referring to.
Mm.
But we want to go on to the trailer for the next game?
Yep.
Yes.
Drum roll, please. Oh, wait, shit, I gotta get this. Looped. Crank that music. Get the display capture on. And crank the YouTube audio. Yay, Monster Boy, that one. Oh, fuck.
In the Cursed Kingdom.
Yes. Very cursed. I thought that was gonna be Japanese for a second.
It did have an anime opening.
Before we had Shantae, now we have Mantay.
Huh?
Before we played Shantae, now we're playing
Shantae, what?
Mantay. I had to say
He's doing-
Shantae to make the rhyme.
Dude, no! Ugh. Bro, one of my niece
Okay.
was watching a Minecraft video, and I went over to my parents' house to do something, and they called it katana in the video, and I'm like, oh! I felt my whole body seize up.
The Settlers of Katana.
Oh, stop! I hate it. Yeah, we're playing Monster Boy next. Go buy it.
Yeah, so this is similar to Shantae in that there's a lot of transformation mechanics. Kind of Zelda-like. I have actually played this one. It's got some decent puzzles slash activities in it, and it makes good use of the different forms. Uh, if you're familiar with the Wonder Boy games, then Monster Boy is the same thing. But yeah, this is a overall solid game.
Hell yeah.
Like a lot of people have this as one of the best games that they've played in the Metroidvania-ish category.
Ish. Oh, iframe dash too. Nice.
No.
But yeah, that'll be next game.
Yep. So 4 more weeks for this, or 4 weeks of this, not more.
It is a 15 to 20 hour game. So if you're someone like Atcero who can't finish a 5-hour game, then you should probably allot some more time.
I'm gonna turn off
Finish
game
it
capture.
before the month
for that
ends.
game. My friend keeps going online on Steam and I can't turn it off.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
Have a nice night, everybody.
Oh,
Bye.
boy.